Now joining us, the latest winner on PGA Tour Americas, Davis Lamb. Davis, welcome back to Golf Talk Canada.
Good to be back, guys. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, good to talk to you too, man. And a wild week, right? I mean, 36 holes, weather shortened. What was the experience like for you?
It was wild. We're as golfers, we are accustomed to weather delays and kind of wacky scheduled weeks, but this one was just another level of that. We played only 36 holes. I played my entire golf tournament on Saturday, played 36, and then the other waves played Friday and Sunday. So it was a lot of sitting around, a lot of Netflix, a lot of just watching the weather app. But, we're happy to get it in. I'm happy to be talking to you guys now.
Yeah, 100%. A win is a win no matter how you put it. And you played your whole tournament on Saturday, but we got to talk about that first round you played, 61, 3 eagles. I mean, that's pretty crazy, man. What went right that day?
Some days it just works out in your favor. Because of the rain, we were playing the ball up, lift, clean, and pull. You're able to hit the fairway, give yourself a nice lie, and I just happened to find the fairways in the par fives and have some good numbers. So, no matter how good the number lie is going to be, that's a pretty wild day. But, when you're hot, you're hot. So I was happy to take advantage of it.
With Davis Lamb, latest winner on PGA Tour Americas. And you mentioned a lot of sitting around, a lot of waiting. And after you finished on Saturday, so your 36 holes were done, did you know that the tournament was over, or was there still a chance that Sunday was going to happen in some way, shape, or form?
So we knew Sunday was going to happen. The weather forecast all week had been pretty accurate, and it was calling for clear skies that night and for clear skies the next day. So I was pretty certain that we were going to get the 36 holes in, which is necessary for it to be a counting event. Had it gotten canceled that night, then it would have been a wash, and we would have all gone home. So luckily it did work out, and I was in a great position going into that Sunday. I wasn't able to hit a golf shot. I just had to watch. But there was one guy that could catch me, and he got very close, but it ended up working out in my favor.
So what was it like sitting and having no control, just watching guys come in and hope they didn't make a final birdie?
It was not fun. I played great on my 2 rounds, played great on Saturday, and I finished the round, and I was 8 shots ahead, but, the course was soft. There were a lot of birdies out there, so I knew that someone could come and get me. So I woke up very nervous. Like you said, I mean, it's a very unique situation for us as golfers to not be in control. In some sports, maybe you finish with a certain record and you wait for another team to finish their game to see if you advance. But in golf, at the very least, you have some holes to play where you can try to make a move. So, I just had to sit there and continue refreshing the tour app. We only have 3-hole scoring on that tour, so it was every 45 minutes or so. So it was brutal, but I'm happy the way that it ended up working out.
Oh, I wish there was a live camera on you just refreshing your phone and scrolling. Oh, man.
I'm
good
very
on
happy
you.
there wasn't. Or a heart rate monitor.
Yeah, what was your whoop score? Yeah, that's funny, man. In conversation here with Davis Lamb, latest winner on PGA Tour America's 36-hole wild event out in Bogota. Now, could you see this kind of performance coming? How did your year go leading into last week?
I've been playing very solid golf. I felt like I hadn't quite gotten as much out of my game as I would have liked. But one thing that worked in my favor this week is my first 2-round scoring average has been very, very good. It's the weekends that I've been sort of plateauing. So I kind of looked at this week like, hey, we're only playing the first 2 rounds, so let's go out there and get it done. So, you never really know when a round like my first round is going to come or when a tournament like that's going to come. But something that I've learned in my few years of pro golf now is you just have to be ready for when it does show up. These guys are so good. It takes a really special week to come out on top. And after a few holes of that first round, I kind of felt like something was working in my favor, and I just rode it, and it worked out.
Good on you, man. Okay. I love asking this question to the winners on PGA Tour Americas, and I'm curious how your situation was given how you were on your phone a lot. And so the tournament is officially over. You win, you lift the trophy, you do some media obligations, you look at your phone. What was the reaction like from close friends, family, and other guys you're playing with and against about getting the job done and getting a victory?
I have a tremendous amount of support from sponsors and family and friends. So it's always so much fun and so meaningful to have them reaching out. A lot of the texts were, "Is it done? Is it one more round? What's going on?" Because not everyone's as plugged into the inner workings of that tour as I am or as my close family is. But it was a tremendous amount of support, and it's just, kind of reminds me of why I do this and what makes it so special. I got so many people in my corner following along, probably refreshing the app as often as I was. So, it's for all of them.
That's very well said. And with this comes conditional Corn Ferry Tour membership for 2026. I know you've got half of the season at least to go, but how much does that mean to have conditional status for next year?
It's incredible. It's incredible. I was out there last year after a good season in Canada the year prior in 23. And, I was just itching to get back on that tour. I know I have the game for it. My last year wasn't great. But to have that locked up this early in the year is a very unique situation. It's kind of the way this new tour is set up, is you can really set your year up and have something in your back pocket in May. Generally speaking, on these satellite tours, you don't really know where you're going to be playing the next year until September at the earliest. So to have this in my back pocket and still have a half of the season in front of me, I'm super excited.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great mindset to have, and you're second in the Fortinet Cup standings now, which is huge. Just expectations for you now, the rest of the way. Like, is there sort of freedom now that you've got this conditional status? Now you just want to grow upon that and expand?
There's certainly freedom, but at the same time, that can be a bit of a trap. Getting comfortable in any pro sport is very dangerous. So while I'm super happy to be in this position to have at least some form of status locked up, I've also put myself in a great position to win this tour. And there's a big difference between finishing first on this points list and second to 10th. So I'm very happy to be where I am, but I cannot wait to get back to Canada and really start to make a run for that top spot.
We're looking forward to having you back here in Canada as well, Davis. It's a huge win, and we have a tradition here on GTC, as you know. Whenever someone wins on PGA Tour Americas, we have them on the show again to debrief and recap the victory. So what do you say? Get another victory this season, and you join us on the show again.
Hey, whenever I get a text from Adam Scully, it makes me very happy. So I hope to be on the phone with you guys again very soon.
Davis, I hope that you know that we're going to use that soundbite that you just said whenever I get a text from Adam Scully. We're going to make that a drop, and we're just going to include that in virtually every segment we ever do on the show, man. That's so funny. Thanks so much for your time, dude. Really appreciate it, man.